So, did you ever think that eating something that looks like a dead rat would be a good idea?
Looks like a big wet rat.
And what if you took something that's got a reputation for tasting not so good,
Kill him.
grind it up, and have it your way?
So you say you've had this before?
You like it? Well, it might not be for everyone, but I'm here to eat it, so you don't have to.
You know what this tastes like?
I'm Scott Leysath, hunter, fisherman, and professional chef. If you can catch it, trap it, or shoot it, I can cook it. And I've cooked it all. Or so I thought. This is my journey to hunt down and cook the wild, weird, and hopefully edible. Look out, critters, you're about to become dead meat.
I'm on my way to the eastern shore of Maryland, where they celebrate a rodent that you probably won't see on your local restaurant menu. It's here where you'll find a festival with a celebrity guest that's, well, a rat, a muskrat. My plan is to see if this particular celebrity is not just edible, but good to eat. Before I start looking for muskrats, I want to see if I can shoot a duck or two. After all, this is the Chesapeake with a rich history of duck and goose hunting. Charles is hoping to put us on some open water bluebills.
Charles, where are we?
We're on the Wicomico River off of Mount Vernon in Somerset County, actually to the mouth of it.
Right.
And this is the body of water that actually carries all the freight and everything into Salisbury.
What looks like we're set up for divers here.
Yes, we basically have a all diver rig. I do have a few puddle ducks out. We occasionally kill a black duck here, but kind of gives a little confidence decoy. Very few cans right now, a lot of bluebills.
And we'll shoot whatever's out there.
Absolutely, it's all in season.
It's all in season.
Yeah, we're good to go. If everything goes as planned, we're going to have a nice little shoot here.
It's good to have a plan, isn't it?
Always have plans, but sometimes you're always scratching after you think of the plan. Yeah. Kill him, kill him. Hold still, hold still. Take him, kill him, kill him. Got that one there. 3 of them.
Charles Laird, born and raised here. He's not only one of the best hunting and fishing guides in the area, he's also an oysterman and muskrat trapper.
I've always said that's a hobby, but it's good exercise and it's in my blood. I mean, that's all I know. Take it, kill him, kill him, kill him. Beautiful, beautiful. Good job, Scott.
He came in good.
And I tell you, he gave you a nice opportunity.
Didn't he?
That was pretty. Very pretty. I like to see that.
Every now and then I get lucky. So Charles, I appreciate you getting me out here to shoot a few ducks and geese while we're in the neighborhood, but the reason that we're here is for muskrats. And I want to know about muskrats. I know there's a long history here. This isn't just, you're not just here to amuse me, but you guys are all about muskrats here. Tell me about it.
We've always had the type of terrain for muskrat habitat. I mean, these tidal marshes, back bays, and brackish marshes, that's what most of this is, where we're at today. And the muskrat has kind of just been basically a table fare back in the Depression. I've heard my father say that his father would trap muskrats for food. I mean, they were eating them. That's what they were eating.
Right. Well, the Depression is long gone, but there are a few markets in the area that'll sell you cleaned muskrats. Coming up next, Charles and I see if we can get some muskrat meat the old-fashioned way.
Hey, look, it's just a big wet rat.
You know, I'd tell you if I didn't. I'm on Maryland's eastern shore where we hunted bluebill.
Kill him, kill him.
And now the reason why I'm here, to see why these people think eating a muskrat is okay. Charles Laird has been trapping muskrats here since he was just a kid. You need a flat bottom boat, some muskrat traps, and a way to mark where you've set the traps. Muskrats have sharp teeth that tear through vegetation, big hind legs for swimming,
Let's show that here.
and a pair of stinky musk glands on their rear ends.
So that's it.
That's what it'll look like.
Looks like a big wet rat.
Big wet rat
Guess that's because it is a big wet
goes
rat.
in that square conifer.
Right?
And rinse them out a little bit, and we lay
Uh-huh.
them on the bow with the sun will shine on it.
There you go.
Yeah, they look like a large sewer rat.
You know, it's hard to believe that these aren't mass marketed across the U.S. You can just picture one of these on the counter at Whole Foods. No, you probably can't picture one of these on the counter at Whole Foods. And now, besides the meat, we got some fur on here.
Yep.
There's a market for that too?
Yes, and it fluctuates from year to year. Right now, a rat that size is about a medium,
Okay.
and that's right around $4 for the fur.
All right.
And you'll probably get $2 for the meat. So you're talking $6.
Why not?
Why not? Plus,
What else you gonna do, right?
the main reason you do this is to manage your marsh.
Right.
I mean, if this was not managed, they would destroy it.
So are they vegetarians strictly?
Yes, they're strictly vegetarians.
Huh.
Yeah, strictly vegetarians.
Strictly ugly. Let's just hope they're strictly edible.
We're off to the rat race, collecting rats from the traps.
Little fella.
A little bigger rat.
That's a bigger rat. Bigger.
A little bit bigger rat.
All the rats are in the boat, and now Charles is going to show me how to make them ready for the cooking part.
Charles, man, I appreciate you putting some rats in the boat. And I want you to show me what you do with them once you get them to the dock. You rinsed them off, right?
Always rinse them off, try to get the mud and all off of them.
Uh-huh.
And today, you know, we'd let them dry a little bit more, but where we're going to go through this, kind of give you an idea how we skin them. It's a very simple method. You just start on the back legs,
All right.
and we're going to make a cut right on up to the tail
Okay.
on each leg. And once we do that, we're going to separate.
Just like most other furry critters, you start at the hind legs and separate the skin from the muscle. Peel it back as you go. But be careful not to mess up the hide. It's worth more money if it's done right.
And that's what you end up with is, you know, a nice rat,
Sure.
healthy rat. I mean,
Pretty.
he's got a lot of meat on him.
Mm-hmm. Tenderloins in
Yeah.
there too?
And then we would just, you know, snip his feet off and his tail.
Right.
Keep a pair of cutters just to cut them off. And that's what you got. Soak him and then go ahead and cook him any way that you see fit.
Well, I'm waiting to see how somebody else sees fit to
Yeah.
cook these babies up. I'm sure where you live, having a muskrat dinner on the menu is no big deal. Every restaurant in town has it, but not where I live. Well, here at Dave White's Pittsville Diner in Pittsville, Maryland, they've got muskrat tonight. It's Wednesday night. Hey, Dave.
Sir.
Dave, show me to the kitchen and tell me what you did with these muskrats.
We boil them for a period of time until
Right.
we figure that they're fairly tender. Then we season them with hot peppers and sage and to what we hope people like. And basically, it's a whole rat on a plate, and then we put a gravy on it. We serve it with mashed potatoes or hominy and turnip greens and cornbread.
Bon appetit. So you say you've had this before? Oh, yeah. You like it? This will be my first tasty bite of muskrat. Muskrat's good. You don't like this? I like the muskrat. I eat it, huh? All right.
The meat is, it's dark, it's rich. The sauce, I love the gravy on the sauce. The gravy's nice and peppery. But really, it's very tender. I mean, it's fall off the bone tender. It's cooked perfectly. It's good though. I love it. And you know, I'd tell you if I didn't like it. And I like it. I'm not done with muskrats just yet. Charles tells me that he's got an upscale muskrat recipe that he's dying for me to try, but his wife won't eat. But first, I head across the Chesapeake Bay to where I did a lot of hunting and fishing as a kid, and a Virginian who kills and eats aliens.
This is not American Sportsman, obviously.
We trapped the muskrats.
So that's it.
That's what it'll look like.
We ate them at a local diner. Muskrat's good. And now I'm headed across the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel to Charlottesville, Virginia.
In the foothills just outside Charlottesville, Virginia, it's horse country. Big houses, lots of animals, and something they call a nuisance goose. Well, I met a guy named Jackson Landers who wrote a book called Eating Aliens. And he's got just the trick on how to get rid of them and how to cook them.
I've done Canada goose removal largely right here at Glass House Winery, where they've had a problem for years going on with nuisance geese. I like to hunt geese with sort of unconventional methods. You know, I don't have a lot of money for a big spread of decoys. You know, I don't have trained retrievers, so I do oddball things when I hunt geese. You know, I'll jump shoot them, I'll sneak up on them almost like I'm hunting deer.
No, that is geese.
Michael McFarland is the winemaker at Glass House Winery. He's a friend of Jackson's who sees firsthand the kind of damage that these honkers can do to wine vines. And we're going to try and put the sneak on some unsuspecting Canada geese today.
The master plan is Jackson's going that way, down to the point. Michael and I are going to kind of set up down here. The plan is he's going to jump them up. If we wax one on the water, it's not a problem. This is not American Sportsman, obviously. And then you and I will, with any luck, be in a good spot. What I'm kind of picturing is they're all going to get up at once, fly out where there's no guy with a gun, and then what? I know. Hibbity, 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 hibbity.
Yeah! Got a couple over there.
well, you know, it actually worked. So I know we got at least 2 nuisances out of the way. We won't be walking in their mess on the golf course, at least not anytime soon. So tell me about the damage that these guys do.
So they'll get up in the vineyard and you know, they'll get anything that's about 42 inches and below,
Right.
and just totally clear it out. So it'll be nothing but stem from there down.
If it's between honkers and wine production,
Yeah.
the honkers have got to go, don't
Honkers
they?
go. Plus
with
it's good burger meat, I think.
Well, we'll find out. That's
Yeah.
the word on the street. Jackson says he can turn these into burger.
Back at the Glass House Winery kitchen, Jackson's daughter gets to work on cutting the meat out of the geese. Once it's all off the bone, it's into the grinder. We're making burger out of an animal that's known more for tasting muddy and gamey than for tasting good. You know, the cool thing about my job is I get to meet people who do interesting things like eating aliens. You've got a book, Jackson Landers has a book called Eating Aliens. And you know, there's a challenge. A lot of people don't like to eat
Canada geese, and why is that?
You know, I think people tend to take for granted, they tend to look down on things that are a nuisance. You know, people in the city look at pigeons and squirrels and they think they're dirty, they don't want to eat that. You know, people in the country are certainly happy to call it squab and chicken in the tree and they'll eat that. So I think the more of a problem something becomes, you don't want to think of it as food, you think of it almost like a rat.
So it's
Not that I
marketing. If
wouldn't
we
eat a
would just
rat.
call it chicken of the sea, people would be more likely to eat
Exactly, and you know what it comes down to, with no matter how strange an animal is or how much of a problem it is, in my experience, 90% of what's out there with a vertebrate system is going to taste like chicken, beef, or pork.
Right.
And you know the funny thing about goose that surprises most people is it doesn't taste like chicken. It tastes a lot more like beef. And we look to beef recipes when we're figuring out how we're going to cook this. And that's why today I'm looking at burgers, because what's more classic for beef than to make a burger?
Of course, beef has a lot of fat and geese hardly have any at all. So for flavor, Jackson adds egg, some red wine, onions, seasonings, and Worcestershire to make it taste better. Into a hot oven for 3 minutes aside, and then some cheese.
Boy, you can tell that that's still, I mean, it's like a moist burger, the texture of it. It's not like a hockey puck, an overcooked burger.
Yeah.
Tomato, onion. Wow, you know, it's kind of hard not to. You know what this tastes like? A burger. So for anybody that says, I don't eat goose, I don't eat a Canada goose because they're really, look at that. I'm telling you, to me,
got it rare.
To me, that's a sign of success when it runs down your arm. You look at the commercials on TV and you see the juice running out.
That is a juicy burger.
That is a juicy burger. Jackson, you're the man, man. You know how to eat aliens.
Well, thank you.
As it turns out, big nuisance Canada geese taste just fine if you know how to cook them. Now it's back to Maryland and Charles' house for some fine dining on muskrats. Forget what you might think about eating rats. This might just change your mind. Really. I shoot a couple of allegedly nasty nuisance geese, which actually makes some great burgers. But I wasn't all that surprised about the geese.
You know what this tastes like? A burger.
Now it's back to Maryland to Charles Laird's house to eat some of those muskrats that we pulled out of the traps.
You know, one of the great parts of this job is I get to meet extremely interesting people, and if you remember that guy that was grabbing wet rats out of the water with me, you clean up pretty good, Charles.
Thank you, sir.
What do you got here?
What we've got here is the final product after you clean the muskrat, and what I've done is cut him in parts, just like you would any other small game.
All right, bacon grease is hot.
I'm gonna go ahead and season
Do
it
your
up,
thing.
and we use a little dab is all I do with a lot of these different ingredients.
Right, there's the
And that's the
sage.
sage. We'll place it here in our bacon grease. And as you can see, you know, you get your grease nice and hot.
Yep.
And basically what we're going to do is let it sit for a couple minutes and turn it, and we're going to sear it, sort of.
Sure.
That's what we're basically trying to do. And this is the main process to make this meal very, very tasty, is to actually fry this in the bacon grease.
I've seen muskrat on a plate that doesn't look, well, as pretty on a plate.
Absolutely.
Let's say if you were to serve a whole muskrat.
Sure.
You ever do that?
No. No.
But I mean, you know it's a muskrat when the whole
You know it's a
animal comes
muskrat,
out.
and believe me, you're going to know this is a muskrat. It's got a taste all to itself. But
Right.
look, when you sit down, I'm not going to run anybody out of my house with it.
While Charles is finishing up the rat, his son Grayson is frying up some of the best soft-shell crab I've ever eaten. Correction, it's the best I've ever eaten. It's a crab and molt that's floured and deep fried. It was screaming hot, but I couldn't wait another minute or two.
That's a hot burger.
Now the muskrat's ready, and I'm ready to eat some with Charles' family, and maybe I'll drink a little wine.
a muskrat harvest, then this beautiful muskrat meal. And Donna, I know that this is Charles's wife, Donna, who is a big fan of muskrat. She tells me, I mean, how much muskrat have you actually eaten?
None?
And that's not going to change anytime soon, is it?
That's right.
So I see you've served yourself some muskrat. Donna, tell me what we have here on the plate. I mean, besides the muskrat.
The muskrat.
We got some greens that Charles grew, and we have potatoes and
Right.
carrots and celery and turnips that Charles also grew, and some of my mom's homemade cornbread.
And I'm ready to dig in. Ken, Grayson, over here, we got the whole family. Let us enjoy, well,
I gotta ask you one more question here. Why don't you eat muskrat?
It's a rat.
Don't be shy, dig in. It's just rat.
Right.
this is delicious wrap, if I do say so myself. The meal was great.
Great.
You like them?
Yeah. We even got Donna to try it. See? She likes it. Well, kind of.
Well, I see a little hint of a frown, but
What do you think?
He's afraid of
See,
me.
you probably expected
Actually,
it
it's
to
not
taste.
that bad.
Right, you expected it to taste. Might just be the first and the last time Donna tries muskrat. Well, as it turns out, I'm not the only one that eats aliens.
That is a juicy burger.
That is a juicy burger, Jackson. You're the man, man. You know how to eat aliens.
Thank you.
And by the way, I know you're not an alien. You were here before we were. You cook a muskrat right, you can eat it. Muskrat's good. Right here on Dead Meat. You know, you didn't have to get all dressed up for dinner.